Culturally, the Chinese value education and teachers are tremendously respected. Under the communist rule, however, an unbridled appetite for money and the lack of academic freedom have corrupted China's education system. It started in the late 1990s after China's notorious education minister, Chen Zhili, pushed for the commercialization of schools. Money became the oil that greased academic institutions. Under the directive of debt for growth, universities and colleges blindly borrowed money to build luxury hotels, public baths, massage parlors, and so on. And China as a nation may still not realize that the country will not be competitive when its young people are ruined. Hello everyone, welcome to Lei's Real Talk. I'm Lei. A representative of China's People's Congress, Hong Ke-zhu, made a splash in 2007 when he brought up the problems of debt and corruption in China's higher education. He said that 80% of school construction budgets were borrowed from banks, and as of 2008, debts owed by public universities and colleges was 500 billion yuan, or 1.5% of China's GDP. Particularly, China's elite schools were the cradle of corruption, where plagiarism and academic falsification were common practice. A group of prestigious schools represented by Tsinghua, Beijing University, Fudan, and Jiaotong University are, to varying degrees, becoming the cradle of academic corruption. Academic corruption has grown from individual behavior to group behavior and is institutionalized and legitimized. Professor Chen Chunhua is the Dean of Beijing International MBA Business School at Beijing University. The Ministry of Education has awarded her 3 times for outstanding publications in the humanities and social sciences. She was also honored twice for being one of the 50 most influential business leaders in China, and 4 times for being one of the 25 most influential business women in China by China's Fortune magazine. According to her CV, Chen obtained a PhD in business administration from the European University of Ireland in 2001. But wait, we've got a problem. There's no European university in Ireland. The fact that it took 21 years for her school, colleagues, and students to find out that her PhD was fake shows you how corrupt China's higher education institutions are. Chinese internet users discovered that in 2000, Ireland's education ministry started investigating the European University of Ireland. In 2004, Times Higher Education reported that the fake school was operating from an address in a rundown part of Dublin, and the Irish government was considering taking legal action against the organization. So who is behind the school? Chen Chunhua said that she was recommended to the school by a professor at another top Chinese university, Professor Shu Dongshui, the head of the management program at Fudan University in Shanghai. Chen never went to Ireland. The entire program took place in China, and Su Dongshui was Chen's thesis advisor at the European University of Ireland. Chinese internet users found that Su owns Shanghai Donghua International Talent Institute. This institute offers MBA and PhD programs in partnership with the European University of Ireland. Chen was a graduate of its first PhD program, and Su's son, Su Zongwei, was her classmate. Interestingly, the junior Su was also the executive director of the institute for 9 years. So he was both a student and an administrator of the school simultaneously. The cost of the 2-year PhD program was 60,000 yuan, which is a little under $10,000. There were about 600 graduates, and the Su family made millions. 2 decades ago, China's Premier Wen Jiabao and Vice Premier Wu Yi were against the commercialization of the health and education sectors. They believe that costs for schools and hospitals should be kept low for serving the public. But then CCP leader Jiang Zemin and his education minister, Chen Zhili, who was widely rumored to be one of Jiang's mistresses, insisted that using capital to turn schools and hospitals into profit was the way to go. The CCP leaders don't understand market economy, are clueless about academic freedom, nor do they have the spirit of public service. They thus turned Chinese schools into an exchange place where diploma is the commodity traded by power and money, and the biggest customer base are government officials. A study by China's State Council shows that China replaced the United States to be the country that generates the most doctoral degrees in the world as of 2007. Half of the recipients are government officials. The president of Beijing University said in 2009 that the largest body of PhDs in China is not in academia but in government. Top Chinese colleges and universities are the Communist Party's school where CCP leaders are decorated. World-renowned rocket scientist Qian Xuesen, a graduate of Tsinghua University and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the 1930s, lamented to Premier Wen Jiabao, "I taught so many students over the years. None has the academic achievements that can compare with those taught during the Kuomintang or nationalist era. Why do our schools fail to produce talents?" I think the answer is clear. Communism has corrupted the educators. In a kindergarten in Sichuan, Zhejiang province, a boy accidentally broke his teacher's eyeglasses. The boy's mother gave the teacher 1,000 yuan as compensation. Seeing how easily she got the money, the teacher told the mother of another boy that her son broke her glasses and the cost was 2,000 yuan. The second mother gave the teacher the money. This teacher kept doing it until she was caught. In an elementary school in Jiangyin, Jiangsu province, the academic director embezzled 1.3 million yuan in 1 year by stealing 5 yuan from the 8.5 yuan lunch money parents paid per meal. Local authorities later found that only 1 out of the city's 568 public kindergartens, primary, middle, and high schools did not misappropriate students' lunch money. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Chinese schools don't generate smart students. There are tons of intellectually competitive students in China. Critics of China's education system, such as Professor Qian Liqun, have called the high achievers from Chinese schools absolute refined egotists. By absolute, I mean that the only motivation for their words and actions is self-interest, and they perceive doing things for others as an investment. What does refined mean? They're well educated, have a very high IQ, and do things impeccably well. They're sophisticated, and sophisticated. They know how to display loyalty, when to cooperate, what performance to give, and how to use the strength of the system to achieve their personal goals. Their problem lies in their lack of faith, lack of a sense of care, compassion, responsibility, and commitment beyond their own self-interest. A Chinese mother living outside China was helping his son looking for a wife on a Chinese dating app. She was attracted to a beautiful Beijing woman with a master's degree from Tsinghua University who was looking for a husband from outside China. The woman worked in the financial industry, making a very good income. After reading the woman's description of her ideal husband, the mother couldn't help but write the woman this message. "When I saw your appearance and your degree from Tsinghua, my eyes lit up. After reading your intro, my heart went cold. Is China really on the verge of societal degradation and national collapse, as some wise people have said? Inconsistent with your beautiful appearance and Tsinghua education, you do not even care about a man's hobby, interest, or aspiration." So what was the Beijing woman's description of an ideal husband? Here's what she wrote. I'll read it to you. 1. Your height has to be acceptable, not too tall and not too short. 172 to 185 centimeters are okay. If you're too tall, I can't reach your shoulders. If you're too short, it's not good for our next generation, and you're wasting my money buying calcium supplements for the kids. Although I mentioned the height, you must have good proportions. If you are fat like a pig, please go on a diet before meeting me. If you are skinny like pork ribs, I don't want to lose money buying meat to feed you. This is hilarious. If you're too handsome, I'm not interested because I will feel insecure. Egotists, please leave me alone. 2. Best age is born in the late 70s or early 80s. If you're really outstanding, I can be flexible. 3. If you've had more than 3 girlfriends, please don't bother. I don't want that many women to remain in your memory. If you have had none, I'm not interested because you certainly don't know how to treat a person. She went on and listed a few more requirements, asking, why do I have these requirements of you? It's because I am able to do all of them. At the very end, she said, if you don't hear from me, it's because 1, you didn't provide a picture, 2, you don't suit me, or 3, I'm too busy. I once had a fan asking me why his Chinese girlfriend was so mean. Well, I think this video explains it. Chinese scholar Zhang Lifan said that when independent thinking is banned and the party doctrine represents truth, Chinese schools generate mediocrity, schizophrenia, lackeys, and fools. China as a nation is not going to be competitive if that's what the schools generate. I don't know if people have realized this. Here are 2 videos I made about China before the CCP. I really enjoyed making them, so I hope you like them too. That's all for today. See you next time. Thank you.